14 The most interesting facts about Greece that you didn't know yet. The rich ancient legacy of the Hellenes has had a tremendous influence on the cultural development of many peoples of the world. After all, not without reason, all the achievements of the ancient Greeks are considered one of the main treasures of mankind. But this state does not cease to be interesting today. Below you will read the most interesting facts about Greece, which will bring you much closer to this amazing country. 1. Historical name. It is worth noting that historically Greeks call their homeland Hellas, and they themselves are called Hellenes or Hellenides. In fact, the official name of the country is the Hellenic Republic. Interestingly, the ethnic immigrants from the CIS countries, mostly the inhabitants of Kazakhstan and Georgia, are called Pontians by the Greeks. 2. Lots of sunshine. You've probably heard how sunny Greece is, more than 250 sunny days a year. There is so much sunshine that when you look from above on the city rooftops you can see solar panels and silver tanks almost everywhere, which together provide excellent energy savings for the locals. Interestingly, with such an abundance of light, Greeks prefer not to wear hats. 3. Many seas. It is important to mention that the shores of the country are washed by 3 seas, not counting the Thracian and Cretan, namely the Ionian, Mediterranean and Aegean. And the most popular of them enjoys the Mediterranean Sea because of the purity and transparency of its waters. Also, many tourists love the little fish that swim in its waters. They are almost not afraid of people, and sometimes can even barely noticeably pinch his leg. 4. Historical legacy. Even today, there are active archaeological excavations all over Greece. There are so many historical sites that almost every 100 meters you will come across ancient churches, cathedrals, ancient temples and various museums. But this is where the interesting facts about Greece only begin. 5. Care for the environment. You won't find any nuclear power plants here. All electricity is produced only by local thermal power plants, which run on refined coal, which is quite abundant in the northern part of the state, and the coal is very shallow. Because of this, these minerals are extracted by quarrying without the need to dig deep mines. In addition, the use of renewable energy sources, sunlight, wind and water, is very well developed. On almost every one of the many local islands you will find wind turbines. 6. The land of islands. By the way, there are more than 1,430 large and small islands on the territory of Greece, of which 229 have settlements. However, only 81 of these islands have more than 100 inhabitants. 7. Travel industry. It is also noteworthy that almost half of the entire population works in the tourism business. Naturally, it is all work in domestic areas, excursions, various tours, hikes and other activities to explore the culture and history of Hellas. If we talk about the production sector, there are very few industrial enterprises. 8. Little poverty. Curiously enough, you won't find any homeless people on the local streets. Rarely will you find anyone begging for alms. But the Greeks themselves say they are Albanians or gypsies, who don't want to work like all the locals. 9. Ancient attributes. In its time, the local currency set a world record for the time of its existence. Thus, the Greek drachma was actively used for more than 2,640 years until 2012, when it was replaced by the traditional euro. It is noteworthy that the Greek language itself is considered equally ancient. It has been spoken for more than 3,000 years. 10. Saints' days. It is noteworthy that Greeks do not have a custom to celebrate their birthdays. Instead, the locals celebrate the day of the saint in whose honor the person was named. 11. Schedule of the day. It is customary for Greeks to rise with the sunrise at about 5 or 6 a.m. At the same time, locals usually begin to sleep at 23 to 24 hours. This amazing schedule is due to siesta, mandatory for all countries with hot climate, which lasts from 14 to 16 hours in the afternoon. During this time, the Greeks compensate for the lack of night sleep. 12. Vast territories. It is worth noting another interesting fact about Greece: modern Hellas is only a small part of the vast ancient Greek civilization, whose possessions were located in southern Italy, coastal Turkey, the Black Sea, as well as in parts of North Africa, southern France and even Spain. 13. Ancient capital. The country's capital is one of the oldest cities in all of Europe. It has been continuously inhabited for more than 7,500 years. Athens is also considered the birthplace of democracy, all of Western philosophy, the Olympics, politics, Western literature, history, key principles of higher mathematics, and the theatrical arts. 14. Popularity among tourists. Greece is the only country in the world where the number of tourists is 2 to 3 times more than the entire local population. Each year, more than 25 million travelers from all over the world visit Hellas, while the entire population of Greece does not reach even 11 million citizens. It is not surprising that with such popularity the income from tourism accounts for more than 23% of the state GDP. As you can see, interesting facts about Greece turned out to be much more curious than one might initially assume.